up, everybody? I am holding in my hands possibly one of the best amplifiers. I know the old one's really good. I really like these amps. This amplifier might be the absolute best bang for your buck. The previous Boss Katana amplifiers, like I've owned all of them. I bought them with my own money, like obviously something, you know, I would endorse. The Gen 3 is the newest in the line of Boss Katana amplifiers. It has a lot of really cool new features, a lot of things that I'm very, very excited and passionate about that I want to talk about in this video. And you know, we'll find out if those things elevate the Boss Katana and make it even a better value, or does it suck balls? Or like ovaries, if you're a girl. We're gonna find out if those new features bring any value. Being a longtime Boss Katana user, I feel like I have a pretty good base understanding of what this head does and who it's for. And before we get started, this video is not sponsored at all. Boss has nothing to do with this video. I bought this thing full price with my own money. So, you know, I'm gonna tell you if this thing is a giant piece of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
But if you would like to help me continue making videos like this and you want to purchase one of these guys, use my affiliate links down below. It really helps out the channel. I also have sick new merch. You can see that down in the description below. All of that goes a really long way to help support this channel, and I really appreciate all of you that do that. There's also the super OP way to help the channel, and that is by joining us over on Patreon. Again, links down in the description below. Ow. Let's open this thing. So in all honesty with you guys, I did try to get a hold of Boss to see if they would send me one of these, you know, early on, just so I could get on making this video, but I couldn't get a hold of them. So if anyone from Boss is watching, like, hi. Ah, yes. Okay, so the form factor is exactly the same as the other Boss Katana amplifier that I have, which is a Gen 2 that's over there. I've also owned the Gen 1. If you've been around the channel a long time, I'm sure you've seen plenty of stuff with the Boss Katana. I use it all the time, especially lately when I'm demoing a piece of budget gear, because they're relatively inexpensive and they do a lot. Now, I don't have the wireless expansion. That's something that I'll probably get in the future because I think it's a really cool addition to this amplifier. I kind of wish they had built the Bluetooth in, because like a lot of companies are doing that now, but whatever, at least it has the option to expand the Bluetooth there. So I'm just really excited. So let's plug it in and check it out. I'm plugged into the Boss Katana MK3, but they don't call it the MK3, they call it the Gen 3. Whatever. I don't have the cabinet plugged in right now. This is just the Gen 3. The reason that I'm doing this is I get this question a lot, and I don't think most people know this. Like, this is a combo amp. It's not just a head. It's actually got speakers inside. I just wanted to show you that I'm not lying when I say that. It's not like the most insanely great sounding thing in the existence of all things, but that's not the point. The point is you can use this to power a 4x12 cabinet, like at your practice or whatever. It'll sound awesome. And then you take it home and it's like you can practice on it at bedroom volumes. I just wanted to show that, yes, it does indeed have speakers in it. Let's plug this into the cabinet here and make some actual tones. I'll flip the head up on its side also so that you can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, now there's one thing that I'm majorly disappointed about that I want to just address before we get too far into this. I was under the impression, and maybe you are as well, but I was under the impression that you could control this with the app, but you can't unless you buy the Bluetooth module, which is an extra $60. So that's kind of a bummer because, you know, I thought like, oh, okay, it has a Bluetooth module. Like you can add that on if you want to use Bluetooth, but it also has a USB-C input. So you can just use the app via USB-C, but you can't do that. And it looked like from their product photos that they figured that out, and they did. You just have to pay $60. It's kind of annoying, but I'm gonna chalk that up to my own ignorance and try to still be unbiased, even though I can be biased. I bought the thing, right? You don't need to be unbiased if you bought it, do you? It's a nice clean channel. Let's go to the acoustic. This is new. We have this contour switch also in the equalizer. We're gonna skip around a bunch here. I'm gonna do the crunch channel. We'll do variation. We'll do, you know what? Let's take the contour off here. This is what it sounds like, just normal. Try going to deep power. Not noticing a huge difference in the cabinet resonance. We'll just leave it on deep. Let's turn the gain up to about halfway. Turn the bloom switch on. And you know, the bloom switch is advertised, and even, you know, by the term bloom being like a tube amp term, this is obviously their switch to make the solid state katana more tube-ish. I'm not gonna lie, I could be drinking the Kool-Aid right now, but it definitely does add some sort of like warmth and a little bit of compression. Nice. Oh, let's turn this contour off on the E. Ooh, we have different modes. Whoa, what? I mean, why would you turn bloom off? It sounds so much better. And then we have the variation switch also that was on the MK2. Got a little bit more pissed off in the top end. Like a lot bit. You can hear the note breakup also on those decays. It's very like... Actually sounds very, very good, but yeah, I don't know why you'd want to turn that off. So basically what the contour does, and I sort of remember this, I didn't use Tone Studio much with the MK2 because of the laptop thing and having to plug in USB. It's just inconvenient. But I do remember this. In Tone Studio with the MK2, you could actually adjust the contour. It would give you like sort of a mid, low bump, and then it would scoop your mids, and then the other one was like a high, mid-high bump. So I think that's what's going on here as well. Sounds like Contour 3 is actually just like a mid bump. So again, just more tonal shaping options here. Now, one of the things that I wish they would have put on the front panel of the amplifier with the Gen 3 is the noise gate. There is a noise gate built into this amplifier, but you can only access it through the app. That's not convenient. I wanted to turn my noise gate on and off as I'm demoing it, but I can't. Let's just go straight to the brown amplifier here, and I'm gonna preemptively set this, probably something like that. This is with no variation, no bloom. It's not the most inspiring thing in the world. It's not super surprising. That's the way it was on the MK2 as well. And again, you know, you could really dive in with the application, tweak the things, but laptop. Let's go variation and let's just go bloom. That is so much better. Holy shit. We actually have like a really deep low end now too. That sounds really cool. Let's turn the variation off and see how much of that is bloom and how much is the variation. So, again, nothing. You know, it's fine. It's not really that inspiring. Much better. It's still a little bit lacking, but then you add this bloom in. Like what the amp was missing, I feel like. It still sort of has this weird top end. Like the other Katana had this as well. The top end is just a little bit weird. Now, does that make it bad? No. It's still really, really awesome. But after playing different amplifiers, a tube amp or like a plugin or something like that, this isn't emulating the top end quite the same way. Like it almost sounds like it's cut off or something. I still like it with the equalizer just off. I don't think I like those things on. Let's boost this guy here. That added all sorts of noise. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Okay, we have a serious metal tone now, but yeah, I can't get the mids to quite sit right, no matter what I do with the contour here. You know, if I'm being straight with you, it's not the most inspiring tone in the world, and the same is true on the MK2, but I still sing its praises. Why? They're not that expensive. I think this was $369 new, and it does a lot for that much money. Now, I still think it's very, very good, just based off of all of the different things that it does. But, you know, if I'm being honest with you, is it my most inspired tone? Like, no, it's not my most inspired tone ever. Does it do the trick? Yeah. And then if we turn the bloom on, I do think that the bloom feature is a really big improvement. You know what? Let's get the laptop. I think I just need a laptop. I think I'm at that point where I just need to do this. All right, let's see if we can get this tone a little bit more under control now that I have the laptop plugged in here. So now we have the Boss Katana thing open here. Now we have a resonance control in the Katana Studio as well. We can adjust the solo level. So when we press this solo button here, we can decide how much level that's giving us. Like right now it's 50, it's pretty high. Let's take it down to like 24. It's just a nice little volume boost. Let's change the drive here. Lose drive, overdrive, distortion. So we're gonna switch that to an overdrive. Let's go with the tube screamer type overdrive here. We're gonna turn the drive down, the tone up quite a bit, and the effect level all the way up. Again, you know, in the studio, there's just a ton of different options here. I don't want to get like too crazy far into this because there's a lot of different things you can do that you can't do on the front panel, just like with the MK1 and the MK2 as well. It's just unfortunate that you can't use your phone through the USB to do this stuff, and I actually have to get out a laptop to do this because it's awkward. Let's go into the effects here, and I want to mod maybe? Oh yeah, in the mod there's all sorts of stuff. Let's just have this drop us by like... And one of the things that I really want to turn on, I mean the main reason I got this out, just so we could turn on the noise gate. Where the f is the noise? Oh, here it is. Noise suppressor. There you go. It's still not a tube amplifier. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like, oh, it's just as good as any of my tube amplifiers. But if I had to choose one amplifier to cover everything, to like travel with, to be able to jam with quietly or with headphones, to be able to run directly out to an audio interface, to be able to power a 4x12 cabinet, no problem, plenty of volume, this amplifier checks all those boxes, and not many other amplifiers do. I feel like that's a pretty big win. Now with all of that said, since I spent my hard-earned money on it, would I suggest that you do the same? Maybe. If you already own the MK2 and you're perfectly happy with it, and the bloom isn't really doing much for you, you're just like, whatever, and you don't want to spend an additional $60 on top of the new one to get the app control, that might not be enough of a selling point for me. But if you're looking at one of these in general, then obviously, like I'd say, buy one without hesitation. I think like most guitar players can benefit from having one of these amplifiers, even if it's your first amplifier, because it's relatively inexpensive, it has speakers built into it. For example, like let's say you are a beginner and you just need something to jam along with. Maybe you like to record you know, some riffs on your laptop or whatever. You want to make some songs, which by the way, if you want to get better at your songwriting, I do have a workshop below. It's called Speed Songwriting Death Metal. Check that out. But let's say you're that type of player. This works. You could buy this, you could do all that. And then let's say you happen to meet a drummer and you want to jam with your drummer. You don't have to buy another piece of gear. Well, maybe a 4x12. I take that back. You would have to buy a cabinet, but you don't have to buy a whole new amp and cabinet. Take this to the drummer's place, plug into the 4x12 cabinet, do a little jammy jams, unplug it, take it home, jammy jams at home, practice, because you probably should be practicing more than you do. That's everybody, that's not just you. Hopefully I'm making myself clear. You can do all that stuff. I think the engineers at Boss really thought through this product. The only thing they f***ed up on is that you can't control it with the app on your phone via the USB input, and it doesn't have built-in Bluetooth. It's just such a duh. Okay, hopefully I've helped answer some questions for you guys. If you are interested in one of these amplifiers, use one of my affiliate links down in the description below. Shout out to my patrons. You guys are the best. I couldn't do this without you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.